What's up, guys? Philip at Trade Genius. All right, today is the last Friday of the month. That means that the CME Bitcoin futures contract expires. Every last Friday of the month, there's a futures contract expiration. So sometimes we see volatility around that. We're going to talk about that in this video because I saw something that happened on last month's expiration, and it looks like we're setting up for the same thing. So we'll get into that here in a little bit. But first, I wanted to show you guys kind of what happened on this recent price action. So this is the Bitcoin hourly chart, and our moneymaker signal fired on that spike up and then down on that 9,000. That triggered the moneymaker sell, and that was good for several $100s down. And now we've gotten another moneymaker buy firing on the hourly. So we're expecting to see, if you're bullish, you want to see this run right back up to this volume node that we fell out of. And the more it hangs out there, more likely we'll see a break to the upside. And I think that's going to take us north of 9,500 on this. If you guys are interested in this indicator, the moneymaker, head over to tradelikeagenius.com. We got a special running that's going to end tonight. You can get this indicator by itself, or you can get one of our specials over there. We also do, Bob takes care of the stock and ETF side, and he does a really good job over there. So if you're not, if you're dipping your toes into crypto, you're more familiar with that side of things, you can go between the rooms. And here's just some feedback just in the last day or so of in the room. Bob made my first $500 today trading oil and Russell 2000. Here was another one Bob did looking at the stock indices, and they trade them in the futures. They also trade them with the binary options, which we also do on Forex in the crypto binary chat room. The Forex record is 150 wins, 10 losses on that program. Really, really high probability signals there. But as you can see, a lot of good things going on. So we welcome you guys to join us in there and check out our specials over at tradelikeagenius.com. Okay, so with that being said, guys, we're going to dive into this video and check out the CME expiration price action.
Trade Genius.
All right, guys, so this chart here basically just marks off the expiration days. The yellow is the CBOE expirations. They're actually not going to be deploying any more of those contracts. So the current ones are just expiring, and then next month the last one expires, and that's it for the foreseeable future. The CBOE just didn't get enough volume for them to continue that product. So everyone's really focused on the CME contract. That's these red lines. That's the last Friday of each month. And one thing I noticed, and we've talked about this in the past, but whenever you see a move into the expiration, a lot of times what you'll see happen is there's a pivot or a counter move after the expiration date. So one thing that jumped out at me when this move happened yesterday was what happened the day before in April's contract expiration. And notice we had a dump into it, consolidated, and then we just had a huge run up after that. And we're kind of seeing the same thing. We have a move down into it, and we're getting this bounce up. Now this is a 4-hour chart, so it's a little more granular. We could go to a daily chart and seeing the same kind of thing though. We'll zoom in here a little bit. You'll see again, dump, consolidation, big move up. So dump, and we're going to see what happens here. But like I said, we're looking at, go back to the other Bitcoin chart here. So basically, we're seeing a bit of a move back up from this gap fill area. And again, I think it's going to be key to reclaim this area here in this 86 to 8,700 zone and hold that. And I think the longer that we stay up in this area, more likely we're going to probably break out. I don't think this bull move to the upside is quite done yet. If we look at the daily, one other thing I'm going to leave you guys with here, and this is more of a technical thing, but what happens when you get a strong up move, trending move, what a lot of times happens is, especially when the markets really flip to a bullish bias, is I have these two moving averages. I use a weighted moving average 20 and a weighted moving average 65. A lot of times what you'll see is the bots will buy off of this price level on the WMA 20, kind of like what we had here. This did coincide with the gap fill, which was something I was looking at, but you'll see this get bought. And what tends to end up happening is as these moves start to exasperate, you'll actually break through that support of that faster moving average, and you'll test the slower one down here. So if we were to, let's just say we eked out another high and it kind of petered out, or we got some bearish divergences on, like, say, the 3-day or the weekly time frame, then I'd be looking at a possible touch of this moving average level. Right now we're at about 6,800 on that, but that would be somewhere between right now, if it did, it'd be about a 25% pullback from the high here. So we'll see where, if we do make another high, where that comes out at. But that would be in line with standard type of volatility that we see when we get into these kinds of bullish moves. Again, this is, we're heading toward closer to that Litecoin halving event, which is affecting the markets. And then beyond that, going into next year, we'll have the Bitcoin halving event. So we're going to see a couple of likely cyclical surges as we go forward here over the next few months. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to make you guys aware of that. Last time we came into that CME expiration here, dip into it, consolidate, boom, higher. And so interesting to see that same price action, and we are getting some positive lift here. So just keep that in mind. The weekends have been pretty bullish, and that usually is a key sign that the bulls are back. And a lot of times that's indicative too of Asia's activity back in the market. They love to trade that thing on the weekend. So we'll see what happens this weekend. See if we get another gap up on the CME futures. It's be pretty interesting. We've had a really good move up. I think we got another surge left in this move. So we'll see how this bounce performs here, keeping a close eye on it. And if anything crazy happens, we'll update you on the price action over the weekend. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate all the views. Please hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.
Trade Genius.